On May 20, 1945. 2 weeks after Nazi Germany surrendered. A fully armed German military train rolled into a Polish station. Every soldier aboard believed the war was still going on. Every clock on the train showed the wrong date. Every radio broadcasted orders from dead officers. And the tracks this train traveled on didn't exist anymore. This is the most unexplained World War II story you've never heard. And today, we're going to open the file. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel for more forgotten World War II mysteries. Like the video to support the research. And stay till the end. Because the last theory will make you rethink everything about the final days of World War II. By May 8, 1945, it was official. Germany surrendered. After 6 years of fighting, Europe finally breathed again. But the Eastern Front was chaos. Thousands of units cut off, communications broken, officers missing. American, Soviet, and British intelligence teams raced to secure surviving generals, hidden files, encrypted radios, last battalions resisting out of confusion. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared them for what arrived at Jelenia Góra station in Poland. A station that had been bombed 12 days earlier. A station with no surviving German lines connected to it. Early morning fog. Cold air. Soviet guards were stationed by the ruined tracks. At 4:17 a.m. they heard a whistle. A loud, old-world, steam engine whistle. The guards froze. They weren't expecting any train. The tracks behind them were destroyed. Then the fog split open. And a German DRB Class 52 locomotive rolled out slowly. Lights off. Engine coughing. Steel shaking. Muzzles sticking out of windows. The Soviets aimed rifles. The train didn't stop. It hissed, and finally halted in front of them. The doors opened. And 50 German soldiers stepped out. Uniforms dirty, eyes hollow, but weapons ready. An officer shouted. "Why are Soviets here? We were told the Red Army is 30 kilometers away." The Soviet commander replied. "The war ended 2 weeks ago. The Germans didn't move. They didn't blink." Their officer stepped forward. "That's impossible. We received orders yesterday." Interrogations began immediately. The German officer identified himself. Hauptmann Dieter Neumann, 11th Company, 33rd Infantry Regiment. He insisted the following. Berlin had not fallen. Hitler was still alive. The Eastern Front was still active. They were ordered to relocate to Silesia. Their last long-distance communication was May 3rd. But it was May 20th. Every soldier said the same thing. Word for word. The Soviets assumed coordinated lying. But then came the first impossible detail: all 49 pocket watches. All train clocks. All station logs on board. All showed May 3rd, 1945. 17 days missing. 17 days unaccounted. The train carried a Type E-52 long-range radio. This radio was destroyed in many units during the last days of war. But this one worked perfectly. Investigators turned it on. Static. Buzz. Then. A clear German voice. "All units, fall back to Breslau. Reinforcements coming. Hold position." But here's the problem. The radio station sending this message was destroyed on May 5 by Soviet artillery. Meaning, this broadcast should not exist. The Soviets recorded the signal. They triangulated direction. It came from a location with no transmitters. Just ruins. Now the question. How did the train reach the station? Because the railway map said. Bridge collapsed. Track bombed. Tunnel destroyed. Investigators walked the line backward. And what they found made no sense. For a stretch of nearly 3 kilometers, the tracks were so damaged that no train could pass over them. Not even slowly. The steel was bent upwards. Wood was burned. One entire segment was missing. And yet, fresh wool marks went right through the destroyed zone. The Soviets chalked it as misreporting or mapping errors. But British intelligence reached a different conclusion. Either the train did not cross those tracks, or it did not travel on May 20th. A joint Allied report reconstructed the timeline from soldier testimonies. May 3, 1945, 10 a.m. Train leaves Gorlitz carrying 49 infantry, 6 officers, medical supplies, encrypted files, a sealed crate, contents unknown. May 3, night. They pass Hirschberg Forest. Radio orders, proceed to Silesia. May 4. Fog thickens. Radio silent. Train slows to 20 km per hour. May 5, evening. Last written entry in officer's log. We are alone on the line. Something is wrong with the air tonight. After this, nothing. No memory. No sleeping. No ration entries. No smoke logs. No engine records. The next entry is at Jelenia Gora Station, May 20th. A complete blackout of 17 days. Inside the luggage compartment was a reinforced wooden crate. Soviets opened it. Inside, a sealed steel container. Inside that, a leather folder labeled Project WWII, Stuff Dre. Project Forest Lake, Stage 3. It contained maps of abandoned rail lines, schedules for phantom trains, psychological warfare reports, notes about radio illusion transmissions, sketches of a fog induction chamber. The last line of the file said, if Phase 3 succeeds, the unit will remain operational even when history stops around them. This folder vanished after Soviet handling. The soldiers were taken to a camp. Officers interrogated for months. All gave identical testimonies, too identical. The British report labeled the case operational hallucination. The Soviets labeled it enemy psychological failure. Both reports were marked confidential until the 1990s. Historians still argue. Theory 1, forgotten unit cut off from reality. Germany's last days were chaotic. Maybe they truly never received surrender news. Problem. How did they travel destroyed tracks? Theory 2, false radio echoes. Soviets believed old signals bounced in atmosphere. Problem. Impossible after the station was destroyed. Theory 3, secret German psychological warfare experiment. Project WWII hints Germany tested fog manipulation, radio illusions, disorientation tactics. Maybe this unit was a failed test. Problem. Why did they lose 17 days? Theory 4, temporal displacement, fringe theory. Some researchers believe the train didn't travel through land, but through time lag caused by radio frequencies. Problem. There's zero scientific proof. Theory 5, cover-up. The crate's files vanished. The soldiers disappeared into Soviet camps. The radio logs were destroyed in 1947. Maybe the truth wasn't mysterious. Maybe it was classified. When British intelligence inspected the train, they found one more thing. A final radio entry, recorded automatically at 2:13 a.m. on May 4. A German voice whispered. We passed the forest. Nothing is ahead. Nothing is behind. Then silence. Then a second whisper. We are not where we should be. This was the last authentic message from the train before the 17-day blackout. Everything after that, including the train's arrival, remains unexplained. Maybe the war didn't end. For them. Maybe something on that line, in that fog, held them in place. While the world moved 17 days forward. Maybe the last unit of Hitler's army wasn't defeated. It was lost. Not in battle. Not in land. But in time. If this World War II mystery shocked you, subscribe to the channel right now. More untold World War II stories are coming. Turn on the bell icon so you never miss one. Comment below. What do you think happened to the German train? Thank you for watching.